5 FM and affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Bewa Radio Yendi, Gaskia FM Techiman, Jata FM Karaga, and KTU Radio Koforidua. You can download the My Joy Online app from the Play Store and App Store to listen live anywhere. And coming up, President Akufo-Addo downplays claims the governing MPP has abandoned the Ashanti region, saying it has witnessed unprecedented road development under his presidency.
MPP commitment to Ashanti is both in word and deed. I don't have any doubt about it. Now, yeah, this is our base. They give us the vote, but we don't do anything for them. NDC focus, I don't know. NDC focus, I now want to.
We'll hear from him as he continues his tour of the region and announces major facelift in the region, including a 4-tier interchange at Swami Roundabout. Also, police in the Ashanti region arrest drivers of 3 cars involved in major crash that resulted in the deaths of 13 people Monday dawn and left 11 others with various degrees of injuries. We have details. Former Energy Minister Boakye Jako challenges accusers to show proof of corruption in his handling of the controversial Ameri deal.
I am not afraid of allegations. So long as my conscience and my heart are clear, I fear no foe.
And also in the bulletin, group of concerned Ghanaians comprising prominent lawyers, academics and civil society leaders mount spirited attack against proposed anti-LGBT bill if passed, saying if passed will amount to infringement on constitutionally guaranteed rights.
What is left of the high-sounding bill for the protection of proper human sexual rights is an Orwellian nightmare fraught with stigmatization, violation of fundamental rights.
We have details as they submit a memorandum to Parliament's committee perusing the bill. And in showbiz, award-winning radio and TV personality Andy Dusty reveals his most embarrassing moment on radio as he takes his turn on Moments with Joy.
I was punished for that. Why was he not punished? People insulted me on social media. Even multimedia punished me heavily. There was a warning letter not to repeat it.
You want to stay for details. Thank you for choosing us. We are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. I'm Arba Kumson. In our first story, President Akufo-Addo has dismissed as misplaced claims that the MPP under his leadership has abandoned the Ashanti region, regarded as the political World Bank of the party. The MPP since 1992 has won both in the presidential and parliamentary elections, but some are of the view the votes the party enjoys is not commensurate with the development in the region. Addressing the issue in a radio interview on local FM, Pure FM in Kumasi, the president blamed his political opponents, especially the NDC, of leading what he calls the baseless allegation.
I mean, I've been coming here since my childhood. Road development, for instance, one example, road development, ACWA Santimembu say, I've never seen anything like it before. We have not, it's not perfect. There's still many areas, as I say, but overall, this road development in Ashanti, this is the biggest in history. So that is something very reassuring to me. There'll be problems here and there, but by and large, and there's more to come.
Yeah.
There's more to come. For instance, Ishaya Soha, 80% of the roads in Ishaya Soha have seen asphalt. There's more to come.
That's right.
Next year, there are 2 big developments. Next year. One is the Swami Interchange.
Okay.
Swami Interchange next year will begin now. Kumasi will have the second 4-tier interchange in Ghana. MPP commitment to Ashanti is both in word and deed. I don't have any doubt about it. Now, yeah, this is our base. They give us the vote, but we don't do anything for them. NDC focus, I don't know. NDC focus, I now want to.
But in reality, that's not it.
It's not the reality. It's not the reality. And I think anybody who goes around this place would be with me and our objective. Who says that? That is not the reality at all.
Well, the president also described as unfair the position taken by assembly members of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly that they will not confirm the president's nominee for the assembly, Samuel Pine, until government pays off debts owed them.
I don't understand your connection. I'm not the kind of buy.
You're not the kind of buy.
Yes, I'm not the kind of buy. The Mitchell says because and so my mom, but he's going to be a victim of the past. I don't think that's fair.
Okay.
Now maybe I'll be same before. The Nombra not between him. Says I can't want someone we came. Butcher or local government minister to look into it. Near me proper brief. How come the debt? Yeah, because many occasions say debt, so-called debts, the figures don't add up. Yes, we've seen it in many areas of national life, in the energy sector, in the rail, in several areas. To look into it. Sakano ye genuine ekana nenu echino na ye better senior require between ayakano. I don't see how and that they're going to hold up the Kumasi getting a proper executive because of the past. I don't think that is fair. And I said blackmail will be an album, right? We shouldn't. That isn't the way we should go about things.
Yeah.
I think what they need to get from him when he comes before them, right from the beginning, a commitment to deal with it.
Yeah.
That would be the proper way to go. If they feel he's worthy of confirmation, let him make it clear to them. So, one personal bar. Number one item on the agenda is about the came what pequire on their bino
President Kofi Hayford speaking on Pure FM in Kumasi as part of his tour of the Ashanti region. Love FM's Nanayao Jima is traveling with the president. He joins us on the line with more. Nanayao, the president has also been speaking about the state of roads and road construction generally in the Ashanti region. Fill us in on what he's been saying. Hello, Nanayao. If you can hear me, I said that the president also spoke about the state of roads generally in the Ashanti region. What more has he been saying about this? Hello, Nanayao. It doesn't appear we have Nanayao on the line, but let's stay in the Ashanti region, and we have Drive Safe now. We stay in the Ashanti region where police have arrested drivers of 3 cars involved in a major crash that resulted in the deaths of 13 people Monday dawn and left 11 others with various degrees of injuries. The accident involved an Accra Kumasi bound bus and cargo truck at Konongo. The injured are on admission at the Konongo Government Hospital while the bodies of the dead have been deposited at the morgue. My colleague Ohemin Tewia is on the ground. He will join us later on this particular issue. Hello, Heming. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good. We understand some arrests have been made. We'll get to that. But you've been speaking to some victims of this accident. What did they tell you?
Yes, for the victims, some of them who witnessed the accident, they say they were traveling on a normal day until they heard this loud sound of another truck ramming into their vehicle. And majority of them say they were saved by the seat belt because all of them had their seat belt on. And they've been blaming the driver of the draft truck for veering into the road of the bus. Even at the point where the driver of the bus wanted to save the situation, they say the driver continued to pursue the bus until it rammed into that middle part of the vehicle, which led to the death of 13 people on the spot.
What about those who sustained injuries? What's their condition as we speak?
For now, only one person is on admission. From initially, there were 11 people who were sent to nearby Konongo Massive Government Hospital for treatment. But now, only one person is on admission at this facility. One more person has also been referred to Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. When I spoke to the Konongo Divisional MTTD Commander, DSP Pa Yeboah, he did say that the one person who has been referred to Konfanochi is actually in critical condition and she needs immediate attention and also advanced care, and that is why she has been referred to Konfanochi.
All right, many thanks, Ohemin Tebia, with that update.
Safe driving saves lives. Drive safe.
Let's stay in the Ashanti region, but go back to Love FM's Nanaya Jima, who's traveling with the president, who is touring the Ashanti region. He joins us on the line now. Nanaya, if you can hear me, I indicated that the president also spoke about the state of roads generally in the Ashanti region. Fill us in on what he's been saying.
So, according to the president, the NPP government has done very well in the area of being the only government that have developed main roads in the Ashanti region. But concerning the challenges that are being raised for the delays of these roads in the Ashanti region, the president believes that the contractors who are on these roads have done a massive job, and that though there are some financial challenges that they are encountering, these contractors continue to be on the road to deliver, even though the people in the region disagree with the president. The president believes that he and the government are committed to seeing through that these roads are fixed as the people want.
Right. And where's the president expected to head to today?
So the president moments ago completed a talk of the new plan, assembly plan in the Ashanti region. The president is saying that he's committed to ensuring that the plan is once again revived. And from there, he's moving to Anua Kwanta to inspect some ongoing projects that the Anua Kwanta Opasi Road.
All right, many thanks. Nana Ojima is a man on the ground traveling with the president, who's on a tour of the Ashanti region. Away from that, technical economic advisor at the office of the vice president, Dr. Gideon Boako, says Ghana's presidential jet has in recent times developed faults and is incapable of traveling long distances. Government has been criticized by the opposition NDC over its decision to purchase a new aircraft. The announcement of this decision came in the wake of a consistent request by minority spokesperson on foreign affairs, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, for details on how much the president has spent on chartered flights for foreign trips. The NDC says the current state of the economy can neither support luxurious flights or a new jet. Sami Jemfi is communications officer.
It's a misplaced priority and will amount to a waste of the public purse if allowed. The mere thought of it at this time is insensitive to the plight of the ordinary Ghanaian and an insult to our sensibilities. If President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia cared about the sufferings of Ghanaians, they will not even think of buying a presidential jet at this time. And some of the justifications being mounted, for this expenditure, some of which we have heard on this platform, for me, are mind-boggling. Our economy is in shambles as we speak. The country is broke.
So that's NDC Communications Officer Sami Jemfi, and he was speaking on Newsfile on Saturday. Well, we can now hear from Technical Economic Advisor at the Office of the Vice President, Dr. Gideon Boako.
On 30th of September, when the President was returning from the UN General Assembly, reports came that the jet that the President was using, which is the current presidential jet, had developed fault in one of the engines. And so it became quite difficult for the President to even use the jet to come to Ghana. They had to do an emergency landing somewhere and then change course with another flight. So this current presidential jet in its state does not have what it takes to do long-haul journeys. And this came from advice from the national security that before this incident happened, the President at all material times, whether he was traveling within the continent or across the oceans, was using the presidential jet. Until this fault started coming up, and subsequent other faults also came up.
So that's a technical economic advisor at the Office of the Vice President, Dr. Gideon Boako, speaking on Newsfile last Saturday. Now, a group of concerned Ghanaians made up of prominent lawyers, academics, civil society leaders, women rights advocates, and more are urging Parliament to reject the anti-homosexuality bill before Parliament. In a memorandum addressed to the Constitution Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee, they said the bill is the very opposite of the words freedom and justice on Ghana's coat of arms. The bill, amongst others, proposes a 10-year prison sentence for homosexuals and people who support same-sex and gay rights. The Parliamentary Select Committee on Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs last month issued a request for written memoranda. Speaking at a press conference in Accra today, legal practitioner Akoto Ampao explained why they believe the bill must not be passed.
When all the fanciful justifications supposedly grounded in culture, tradition, and religion are stripped off their beguiling clothes and adornments, what is left of the high-sounding bill for the protection of proper human sexual rights and family values is an Orwellian nightmare fraught with stigmatization, bigotry, intolerance, repression, authoritarianism, violation of fundamental rights of LGBT persons and those who defend their human rights, false piety, cruelty, and lack of empathy for difference in our society. We urge that the bill, with respect, be firmly rejected by the Parliamentary Select Committee on Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs and by Parliament as a whole. It has no place in our constitutional democratic republic. Thank you.
So that's a legal practitioner, Akoto Ampao there. He's a member of the group that is urging Parliament to reject the anti-homosexuality bill currently before the House. Two other matters now, and think tank Africa Education Watch says it has successfully made available to the police CID evidence it believes is required for the arrest of a crime syndicate involved in leakage of WASSCE questions. The think tank last month served notice of demanding a police probe as it insisted questions had leaked. WAEC has since admitted portions of the exam questions found its way on various portals. Executive Director of Africa Education Watch, Kofi Asare, has been sharing details of the steps undertaken so far to deal with the situation. He spoke on the AM show on the Joy News channel.
The questions are sold the night before the paper, and we have provided the evidence of the time we received all these questions to the Director General, the CID. It will help us to trace the source, because immediately we begin buying into WAEC's theory or WAEC's explanation that the questions get circulated on social media when they are in the examination room. Immediately we begin to toe that line and accept that as gospel or hook, line, and sinker. We will never solve this problem. And we have never solved this problem, which has been there since 2012, 2013, because we have always been listening to that rendition.
Kofi Asare is Executive Director of Africa Education Watch. Meanwhile, President of the National Association of Graduate Teachers, Angel Kabunu, says the association will not shield its members found culpable to have engaged in the leakage of questions.
Anyone found culpable, be you a down or not, will be dealt with according to law without favor. And that we will not come to the aid of any member found to have engaged him or herself in examination of practices. So that's the first thing. Number two, we have finished a nationwide regional conferences. And everywhere I went, I told the teachers one thing, that you are not engaged in the West Africa examinations as a result of compulsion. If any teacher becomes errant and goes on his or her way to engage in anything untoward, I expect the state apparatus to seek that teacher and deal with that teacher according to law.
NAGRAD President Angel Kabunu there. Meanwhile, educationist Kwame Alove is urging the West African Examinations Council to deal with perennial leakages of WASSCE questions, as he alleges the menace is the result of a well-coordinated scheme perpetrated by examination cabals.
The exams are not credible. Education will collapse eventually. This is what I see in the next few years to come. Why you cannot pretend that they are not aware that things are happening? They are aware. And so if they are aware, but they come out to deny the leakage of the questions, it is only when we accept that something is happening that we can tackle the problem. Why is not ready to accept? Then on the political front, the fact is that we have made a fetish out of this free exercise. We are not willing to accept the fact that there are issues that are affecting negatively the free exercise implementation. So we should tackle them. So government is only prepared to get the results to boast that the process has succeeded.
Your head educationist Kwame Alovi there. You're listening to the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. We're taking a short break. Stories gone by. President Akufo-Addo downplays claims the governing MPP has abandoned the Ashanti region, saying it has witnessed unprecedented road development under his presidency. Also, police in the Ashanti region arrest drivers of 3 cars involved in a major crash that resulted in the deaths of 13 people Monday dawn. Still ahead, former Energy Minister Boakye Jako challenges accusers to show proof of corruption in his handling of the controversial Ameri deal, insisting those allegations will not affect his political career and desire to lead the MPP to the 2024 polls.
I am not afraid of allegations. So long as my conscience and my heart are clear, I fear no foe.
And in showbiz, award-winning radio and TV personality Andy Dusty reveals his most embarrassing moment on radio as he takes his turn on Moments with Joy.
I was punished for that. Why was he not punished? People insulted me on social media. Even multimedia punished me heavily. There was a warning letter not to repeat it.
Stay with us for details of those stories.
Celebrate the first anniversary of service from Ghana with Qatar Airways and discover incredible offers to amazing destinations around the world. For a limited time, benefit from our special savings when you book by 8th October 2021 for travel until 31st March 2022. Terms and conditions apply. Visit QatarAirways.com. Qatar Airways, the airline you can rely on.
You're welcome back to the Midday News. It's time for sports, and the man, Gary Al Smith, is in the house. What's in sports?
Thank you, Araba. And quickly, though, this week is International Football Week, meaning that the Black Stars will be in action against Zimbabwe later this week. Meleba Rahivat will start meeting the team today. That's 11 years after he first got the job and left the country. But that will be in our subsequent bulletins. Moving on, President of the Ghana Athletics Association, Bao Husseini, says the country lacks individuals at the elite level to coach us into glory. In an interview with Joy Sport, Husseini revealed that Ghanaian coaches have recorded a high rate of failure at the basic level of athletic coaching courses.
In the World Athletic Coaching System, we have categories of coaching systems. The last part of it is the elite level. We'll start with level 1. Level 1 is a general coaching course. Everybody who go to level 1, you do the general coaching. It's only when you pass level 1 to level 2, then you go and do specialized area. It's only when you pass level 2, that is special area, then you now go to elite level, that is level 3. To be able, the level 3, they would coach you how to take care of athletes at Olympic level. So these are the steps one will pass through to get to elite level. And if somebody who can look at my face and tell me, Ghana, for the last 10 years, we have a coach who has passed level 1. The last we did the coaching course at Accra Sports Stadium in 2014, we had 100% failure.
Yeah, so that's Bao Husseini of the Ghana Athletics Association speaking there and in the sport. Thank you, Araba.
All right, many thanks, Gary Al Smith. Now, patrons who throng the Junction Mall for the third and final clinic of the Joy News EcoBank Habitat Fair describe the fair as a one-stop solution center for all their housing needs. The fair provides prospective homeowners juicy offers to either buy land or build a home. My colleague Benjamin Akakpo interacted with some exhibitors who promised to maintain discounts to customers even after the fair ends.
So we're here at the Junction Mall in Nungwa. I must tell you, it's been very exciting. We've been engaging with many of the patrons and many of those who are actually here at the stalls. In fact, let me just take you to DevTraco Limited. I'm going to be interacting with Jennifer. Okay, so you're here with DevTraco. What exactly does DevTraco have on offer for all of those who are watching us right now?
Currently, we're running a promo, and we actually end in this month. That's October ending. So we have it up to 25% discount. We have it on all properties from 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom and a 5-bedroom as well.
Thank you so much for interacting with us. That is Def Traco Limited. Let me just see whether I can interact with some of the patrons right here at the Junction Mall. Nana Kwame, I've seen you go around a few stalls. Where did you hear about, the Habitat Fair?
I heard it on one of your morning shows on TV. So I decided to stop by and see what I can get for myself.
What has the experience been like so far?
It's been nice. Having all these companies at one center makes it easier for us to just interact and get to know what's on the market. Yeah, so I'm really impressed by what I've seen so far.
Thank you, Nana Kwame, for speaking to us. Let me come to Grazio Nails and Locks. Tell us a bit about Grazio. What exactly do you have on offer?
Grazio, we are basically into high security door locks and then security doors as well. We also have padlocks, very good ones, that we give to our clients,
Right. So when people come here, are they getting better prices at the Habitat Fair?
Sure, that is why we are here. We are here with offers. You see, when you come here, you meet us here, we have discount packages that we do give to our clients. So definitely you get a very good deal when you come here before maybe moving to our various shops here.
And that's Benjamin Akakpo interacting with some exhibitors at the just ended mini clinic of the Joy News Habitat Fair at the Junction Mall. You can still be a part of those who enjoy the juicy offers, because the main fair comes off at the Accra International Conference Center from October 27th to 30th. Let's do some politics. And former Energy Minister Boakye Ejiakor has challenged his accusers to show proof of acts of corruption during the renegotiation of the controversial Ameri deal. Mr. Ejiakor was dismissed by the president following revelations that the renegotiated deal was fraught with corruption. But the former campaign manager of the party, who is gunning to succeed President Akufo-Addo, insists those allegations against him will not thwart his ambition to lead the MPP into the 2024 polls. He spoke to Kwesi Parker-Wilson.
If my critics have muscles, let them flex. I am a bona fide son of this party. I am a founding member of this party. I have worked hard and long in this party. So if anybody thinks that I don't have credentials, otherwise, how did I become campaign manager?
Well, we've transited from that.
Yes, you cannot be campaign
allegations in recent past.
Like what?
The first concerns about your alleged involvement in the American.
Alleged?
Yes.
Let he who alleges make them prove the case. You can't allege and let just an allegation stand. It is only Hajia Fatimata Alige who alleges and let it stand. He who alleges must prove. But at the appropriate time, that issue will be fairly answered to the discomfiture of a lot of people. At the end of the day, every politician is going to have an allegation against them. That is the nature of politics. That is the nature of our society.
So that's former Energy Minister Boakye Ejiakor speaking to my colleague Kwesi Parker-Wilson. Well, the race for the MPP flag bearership may not have officially begun, but that doesn't mean contenders for the top slot are backing down on their quest to lead the party. Listen to President Akufo-Addo introducing some of his ministers to the Asantehene as he started his tour of the region.
The House also the regional chairman, famous Chairman 1, Buntumi. Now, Uchame. Also free food and agriculture minister says so now or be the president minister also free and pay you for no back only the pay president in Minister of Trade and Industry of bedroom
So that's President Akufo-Addo introducing some would-be contenders for the flag bearership slot to the Asantehene over the weekend, where in the Ashanti region where he's touring. It's time for entertainment now, and Mapitso joins me in the studio. We're talking about Andy Dosty.
We're talking about Andy Dosty, and he was on Moments with Joy with KMJ. Now, a few months ago, if you remember, Andy Dosty had an altercation with musician Okesiwan. When Okesiwan was due for an interview, he came came late and Andy Dosty sacked him.
Right.
He says that was his most embarrassing moment on radio.
I'll say embarrassing moment because, first of all, he walked in late, 40 minutes. He claimed he had gone to Kumasi and was coming back, and that was why he was. But for me, if you're late, I'm late, forgive, and let's move on. His demeanor was what caused the problem. He walked in, didn't say anything to anyone, and so it made me look bad in the process. So even when I asked him to speak up, he only sat properly and did not even get closer to the mic. I admit it, I overreacted. Guess what? I was punished for that. Why was he not punished? People insulted me on social media, even multimedia punished me heavily. There was a warning letter not to repeat it.
That's Andy Dosty. Arba, I can't wait to see you on Moments with Joy.
I'm definitely not going to give away my embarrassing moments. They're very embarrassing. Thank you very much, Mapitso. And that's how we end the news. Our top story, President Akufo-Addo downplays claims the governing MPP has abandoned the Ashanti region, saying it has witnessed unprecedented road development under his presidency. And when you go to myjoyonline.com, there's so many other stories you can link onto. There's Keta MP attacked in armed robbery incident. It's false for a Ejura committee to connect Kaka's death to a family feud. Family insist. 13 die on the spot in gory accident at Ohinenkwanta. And don't impose presidential candidate on MPP for 2024 polls. That's Boachi Ejako speaking. My name is Arba Kumsin. We leave you with Living Word with Pastor Mensa Otabil, and it's on the topic Power of Words.
Hello, please, am I speaking to Miss Joanna Kuma?
Yes, please.
My name is Philip and I'm calling from MTN. Someone has just sent you money and we will need you to enter your PIN number so that we can put the money in your account.
Hey,
Hey,
oh, Dada.